So I counted that I made 13 different projects with vacuum tubes, and I wanted them to be 14 instead. I don't know why, obviously. Anyways, to be 14, I needed another project, and in this case, it's the Electroscope. You see here two of them. I made three. Actually, the third is special. This isn't anything super complex, super complicated. It's quite easy, actually. The first electroscope uses a 6K7G tube made by Fivre. This is a sort of antique tube, and it's a signal painted, and I'm using it as such, as painted. Anyways, this tube is quite suited for this application because it has the grid one on top, like antique tubes. And as you can see, I'm using a round electrode here. Why? Because apparently if you put a needle, you'll probably catch more electric field, but you will discharge it. So with a round electrode, you will accumulate it, and it will work better and will be more sensitive. Anyways, about the grids in tubes, grids, if driven negatively, have a sort of infinite impedance, so an electroscope can be made, it's quite sensitive. Okay, let's power it on and power, and let's wait for the cathode to heat up, but it's already a bit hot. Anyways, we can already give some anode supply. Okay, and I found that like 90 volts. Okay, is kind of appropriate for this LED filament to become bright enough, and we have a current consumption of like 2 milliamperes or kind. Okay, let's try it. I have here some pieces of plastic and a cellophane bag to make an electric field. Let's charge it this way, hoping for some static electricity, but there's a problem. The humidity here is so freaking high. I hate humidity. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so hot in here also. Okay, let's calm down and try. Okay, let's see. Nice. And also the current moves. You can see the LED filament going out. And if I put it like this and go away fast, it charges with a negative voltage and it recovers kinda slowly. Probably with less humidity, damn it, it will recover even slower. Anyways, this thing is charged positively. In fact, if I get it near, nothing happens because the positive charge is being absorbed by the grid one because it's biased positively. If I put it far away, I simulate a negative charge, and it makes a negative voltage on the grid one. Schematic. Okay, this electroscope instead is sort of special. It's a known type, a known configuration, and it's the reverse configuration for an electroscope made with a vacuum tube. This is an ECC82 double triode. It's actually paralleled, grids together, anodes together, cathodes together. And the peculiarity of this electroscope is that this wire here is the anodes of the tube, and it's floating. And it basically works like a whetstone bridge with the grid one and a resistor on one side of the bridge, and the other side is another resistor and this rheostat here. And it basically works in a way that the anode makes an electric field inside it, and this electric field goes through the wires of the grid, and it voids the grid of electrons emitted by the cathode, and it varies the conduction, the positive conduction of the grid one, the grid. You can use a lot of tubes for this project here, also painted probably, and it's quite nice and sensitive. And there's no anode supply in this circuit. There are just 3 batteries for 4.5 volts, and the transformer is just for the filament of the tube that must be powered anyways. Okay, now the electroscope is ready, the last battery is inserted, the cathodes are hot. Let's prepare our source this way. This is a tradition now. It's so hot in here. Humidity. Okay. Let's put it out. Let's see. Sorry for the mess. Okay. It's very sensitive also at a pretty long distance, like 15 centimeters, 10 centimeters. Let's see with just a hand. Yeah. I am probably slightly charged negatively. Let's put my foot on the ground. Same. Okay, yeah. The transformer is insulated. I don't know. Very sensitive. Okay. Finger test. Obviously. Let's put it at a lower sensitivity. Let's see what happens. Me. 50 milliamperes. To def. Let's see with this. Nah. Okay. Now it's 500 microamperes. Maximum sensitivity. It got a bit discharged, this piece of plastic. Okay. Schematic. The third electroscope is something special because it's just a VFD display. Yes, why not? And the cool fact, there are no components. It requires 2 supplies, one above 100 volts for the B plus and one at a low voltage like 3 volts for the filament, but it doesn't need any component. In fact, I didn't even mount it on a base here, just like this. All the grids are connected together, soldered on this sensing rod here, so it senses through the grids. All the anodes are connected together here, the anodes are the segments. And these things are easy to find actually in like compact stereos, VCRs. I found one also in a big TV actually, and I suggest you to do this thing because it's quite simple and nice, and it does anything. It acts as a sensing element, amplifying element, and displaying element because it lights up. Okay, let's power this thing up. Let's power the filament at 2.7 volts. It will be, I don't know, like 2.5 on the actual filament here. Let's turn on the anode supply and let's crank it to more than 100 volts. We'll see 60, 80, 90, 100. This is quite high for a VFD, but we are not driving the grids positively, so it will not conduct much. Okay, let's stop at like 140. Okay, now it's lighted up. And the current consumption is like above 1 milliampere. That is tolerable for a VFD display. Let's do the end test. Not much. Almost nothing. Okay, now it's ready. Let's charge our source. Like this. I told you it's a tradition. Humidity. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Not too sensitive, but it works. And it stays charged. Okay, finger test. Bit of flickering. Not much visible under the naked eye, but on camera, yes. It's the 50 Hz. Not 60. Schematic. So thank you for watching my video, and here's a list of 14 projects that you can make with vacuum tubes. So if you right now are lacking inspiration, you want something to make, you can check out this list. And if you want to know more about a project in particular, just comment down below and I'll probably answer. Anyways, about the projects, the last 4 of them are projects that I come up with by myself, or kinda. Anyways, at this point, I think goodbye for now.